Chilean abalone, known as locos, is a treasured delicacy throughout Chile's and Peru's Pacific shores. Fishermen risk their lives to catch these tasty sea snails from the huge ocean. However, under the calm waters, a terrible battleground awaits, with powerful creatures lurking in the depths. On a tragic January 5, 1980, Jose Miranda's tranquil morning transformed into a nightmare. He set off on a fishing excursion in the southern Pacific Ocean, dressed in a black neoprene wetsuit that allowed him to blend in with the aquatic environment. He went into the depths with an inline accumulator tank and a collecting bag in hand, looking for locos. Jose dove into the dark depths of the water for 35 minutes. His primary aim was to acquire valuable catch. He investigated the fascinating underwater environment with determination and a pry bar, occasionally using the bar to stab any curious fish that came too close. Despite his efforts, he was dissatisfied with his capture. The desire for a more outstanding catch pushed him ahead. Jose opted to go sail again after emerging with a sense of disappointment, thinking that this time he would come upon something genuinely spectacular. They anchored their boat 20 meters from the beach, utterly unaware that they were now just 150 meters from an inquisitive sea lion colony that was watching their actions with great curiosity. Jose, as determined as ever, donned his diving gear and dove again into the deep blue. His peaceful underwater adventure, however, took a terrible turn barely a minute into his dive. The serene tranquility of the water was shattered as violence erupted out of nowhere. A massive great white shark skimming across the water made a surprising ferocious assault on Jose. Following that came a terrifying life-or-death fight between the waters. Jose struggled frantically to keep the shark at bay, but the shark's razor-sharp teeth tore into his skin, leaving a horrible scene in the aftermath. The savage onslaught ripped chunks of Jose's upper torso and left arm away, leaving him battling for his life in the cruel embrace of the deep water. Jose's deadly experience with the great white shark serves as a harsh reminder of the underlying hazards hiding in the ocean's unexplored depths. It also demonstrates a tenacious human spirit, as even in the face of such terrible and unexpected assault, Jose's will to survive blazed brightly, driving him to battle with every ounce of strength in his body for the chance to resurface and tell his story. The shark clamped down on Jose's inline accumulator tank, forcing it to burst in an unexpected turn of events. Among the turmoil, the gigantic shark's head breached the surface of the water, announcing its existence just meters from Jose's boat. His severed upper body and arm hung uncomfortably from the shark's teeth. Onlookers gathered along the seashore, their faces etched with horror as the drama unfolded with terrifying intensity. The circling shark's frightening presence sent shivers down their spines, its black shape piercing through the turquoise seas. The shark communicated its supremacy with each smooth yet frightening pass by periodically mouthing its unmoving prey, a horrifying exhibition of its primeval strength. Helpless cries pierced the air, beckoning surrounding boats to race to the rescue. The ships screamed to life, their engines roaring furiously in an attempt to scare away the underwater monster. As they hurried to the site, the crewmen on board these quickly mobilized boats understood that time was important. They managed to free Jose's damaged body from the grip of the persistent predator, but the shark's desire remained unquenchable. It remained on the hunt, a cruel reminder of the primeval powers that lie beneath the ocean's surface, leaving a lasting legacy in the minds of those who witnessed that fatal day. To avoid the relentless predator, the boatmen expertly maneuvered the craft into shallower waters. The shark maintained its pursuit but was finally thwarted by the changing tides. The shark clawed back into the deep water and disappeared as the crew abandoned their sailboat in relief. An autopsy eventually showed the heinous nature of the attack, which included beheading at the 7th cervical vertebra and mutilation of the shoulder and left arm. The great white shark responsible for this heinous assault was believed to be more than 7 meters long, making it one of the world's biggest documented great whites. This terrifying experience serves as a warning that the water, while rich with resources, also harbors dangerous predators. Shark attacks like these highlight the species' ferocious reputation, as this was not a case of mistaken identity, but rather a purposeful and unrelenting chase by a formidable predator. Jose Miranda's dying moments, peering into the shark's teeth, are a sobering reminder of the perils lurking under the ocean's surface. His awful end was a horrible last ailment, a warning that the ocean's beauty conceals dark and lethal mysteries. If you find this video interesting, please do like, comment, share and subscribe.